So Rajiv visited somebody today in Bay Harbor, and he had this plaque on his door which said, "Tough times don't last, tough people do." And so I thought I would just use that and see what comes out of my head. We don't want to, we're all very much tied into our bodies. So what gives us pleasure, we think is happiness. And what gives us pain is obviously sadness. Right? So we're tied in so strongly into this pleasure-pain principle that we continually think that we need to chase pleasure in order to find the happiness. And we don't want pain in our lives. We just don't want anything that causes our pain. In fact, we'll do whatever it takes to make our children avoid the pain. We will protect them from life. We will not let them hurt at all. We will not let them feel anything. So much so that we make sort of a huge deal out of everything. If you notice, like the whole atmosphere in the country is one of fear of this terrorist attack. Right? And rightfully so, there was one really horrible one in this country. But that was a long time ago. People have moved on since then. And you have to. You have to. If you look back on history, every generation has gone through very difficult times and not so difficult times. Very tough times and not so tough times. And people that are so full of their own problems will even feel that their tough time is the tough time, the most tough, and that requires the maximum amount of understanding and condoling and appreciation, I'm in so much grief, but you didn't call me to say that you were sorry, and you didn't call me to say you were sorry, and you didn't call me to say you're sorry. Because my grief is so big. It is so bad. It is the worst. In the face of all that grief, you can stand tall. And when I talk about, I've called this tough guys do, but I'm not talking about the tough guy who's got his fists up, ready to have a brawl in a bar. That's not the kind of tough guy that I'm referring to. I'm talking to one who can withstand anything, who is so deeply connected to his source, who moves and bends with the wind, so nothing faces him. Oh. Of all the trees in the world, you say, which is the strongest? What would you say is the strongest tree?
The oak.
The oak, yeah. But have a tornado go through a street where there are oak trees, and they will tilt. They will fall to the ground. The only tree that can withstand the wind is the palm tree.
Yeah.
You can see, if you look at the videos of the hurricanes, the palm trees, the branches will literally be near the ground, but it won't break. It won't break. It will just somehow bend back. They'll move towards the breeze. You'll always find on the shore that the palm trees are slanted because of the continuous wind, but they won't break. And that's the kind of toughness we need. Toughness that bends with the wind. That we don't break when things happen. Because things are not happening to us. They're just happening, and we happen to be there. It's like a plane hit a building and you were there. There are so many stories of people that were in that building that just walked out, and others that didn't. So God did not sit out there in heaven and make a list of the number of the kind of people that were going to be hit and those that weren't. These things happen. The tough get out of it. And the weak, they stay in their misery, just feeling sorry for themselves, having this grand old pity party. And it's all right to grieve for a while. It's all right, it really is. For 6 months, for 1 year. And then you have to move forward. If you take one step forward, the universe will give you that new infusion of strength to really surge ahead. But if you sit there saying that I've got the worst luck, it's only happening to me. All the sickness is in my family. Everybody else seems to be okay. Why is this happening? When is it going to be okay? When is it going to be okay? When is it going to be okay? The universe really has a very easy job, because all it's hearing from you is this thought, when is it going to be okay? So basically it thinks that that's what you want to be. That's the situation you want, and that's how you want to live your life. And you want to be saying, when is it going to be okay? So your situation never changes. Your situation never changes. You see, one of the most remarkable things about this country is that they get wiped out. I mean, with Katrina, we saw that. Entire colonies and homes were wiped out, and they started again. They built their homes again. They did not let nature dictate how they were going to feel or what was going to happen. They moved on from that. I mean, when bad times come, a lot of things can come out of it, you know. Either it can be, especially when it's a question of a husband and wife, something goes wrong, especially say a child dies or something happens, they either come very, very close together, or they can just split apart and never be able to see eye to eye. One person goes so deeply into grief, blames the other, and that's the end of the relationship. They just never let it go. They never move forward. I heard a story about a 9/11 divorce, about a guy who told his wife that he had gone to work in the building and he was actually with a girlfriend, but nothing happened to him. He got saved because he was with his girlfriend, but the end result, his wife got so mad she divorced him. So that was quite hilarious. You know, things can come out of tremendous grief that can actually make you laugh, you know. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Everything all the time changes. It changes and changes and changes. And it's good to take consolation that it's not going to last forever. It's a very difficult time. You've just lost your job. You've lost a parent or a sibling. Someone in your family is sick. There's no money. There's a lot of confusion in the mind. What am I doing? Where am I going to go? What's going to happen to me? There's a lot of fear in your head. In all of this, you need to develop that inner strength. And that comes from being 100% a believer. Believing that it's all going to be okay. You know, so many people say this, right? In the end, it's all going to be okay. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Right? Hundreds of people have told you that. But do you believe it? Do you believe it? Or do you catch yourself 100 times a day going back to the same thought? When will my book come come on the New York bestsellers list? When will my book come back on the New York bestsellers list? Right? How come that person is having such an easy time? Wow, she graduated and got a job in 3 months. How do they find guys and I can't? Where are these guys hiding? Where are the good guys? Think of how your mind is working. Your mind is saying, I can never find the good guy. It's not saying, I am perfect as I am, I'm fine as I am, the best person in the world is out there waiting for me. I believe that my destiny is exactly as it should be. I believe that this moment is exactly as it should be. I believe that whatever's happening just now is happening so that I grow strong. These are positive messages. You have to put a lasso around those thoughts that are negative and just chuck them into the basket. We did a lasso meditation yesterday on Tuesday. And what I told them to do was to take a lasso, and every time they caught that thought, that one thought, tomorrow what clothes will I wear, and then this one's dress is not okay, oh my God, my shoes, I have to get it repaired, the TV is not working. You catch yourself in all these thoughts. You find little baskets for them. A body thought, a fear thought, a childhood thought, a worry about my mother thought, a loneliness thought, whatever it is. We all have our little baskets, which takes us away. Sometimes you'll find you'll wake up in the middle of the night and the first thought is going to come, oh my God, how am I going to make that payment? That's the time that you need to be strong and say, what can I do now? It's 2 a.m. The best thing I can do is sleep. Can't make that payment now. In this moment, I must sleep really well, so I can make the payment. See, that's the realization. You don't do that. You follow that thought. You follow that thought. And then a situation that isn't difficult at all becomes even more difficult than it should be. Because we're sitting in our heads all the time thinking about how difficult our situation is, how tough our life is, what misery we are in. Yes, there are difficult situations. The times are not easy. We can't travel without the fear of something going wrong. But I always rest in that comfort that I am protected. And I am strong, I have faith. And that whatever it is, I can deal with it. I can handle it. The divine puts you on this earth, equipping you with everything you needed to go through it. Sometimes when you look back on difficult times, you always wonder how you went through it. Oh my God, that was such a hard time in our lives. God knows how we did that. God knows how we lived with so little money. God knows how we wandered around, looking for a place to live, or lived in our cars. God knows how we dealt with that illness, that job loss, that insecurity. But you did, right? And you came through it. And one of the best ways of dealing and with coping with all of this is to get it all back. Right now, what is happening? What is happening and what can I do? Because you can't act in the future. Mañana nunca viene. And especially mañana por la mañana, that never ever comes. There's only now. It all takes place now. It's much easier to deal with a tough situation now. In fact, it is the only way. If you think about it, what can you do yesterday? What can you do tomorrow? I mean, you can have a thought, but that thought is not an action. It's not anything. What is a thought? In fact, I would encourage all of you to do this. I Googled it today. Go home and Google what is a thought. Do you know that there is no scientific explanation? They don't know. I mean, a thought is some biomagnetic energy and an image or an idea that comes into your head. But where is that stored and how does it come? What are the mechanics? Why is it coming? Nobody even knows. So if it's something that nobody understands or knows about, why are we so caught up in it? It doesn't exist. Can you catch a thought? Can you pin a thought? Can you do anything with that thought? It just vanishes, right? It's gone. How many thoughts did you have? What were you thinking at 5:15 today? Right? And you at 6 in the morning when you woke up for your pranayam, what was your thought? Do you even remember half your thoughts? Thousands and thousands and thousands of thoughts are coming. And in a difficult situation, all you can do is remain strong. Now, here, go through it fully, 100% instead of sitting in your head. And act the way the responders did on 9/11. They did what they had to do. When you're faced with a really fearful situation like 9/11, like Katrina, you get brought into the moment so quickly. Only think of what you have to do right now. What can I do in this moment to get into the next moment? And God forbid your entire life flashes before you, you will not be able to act. If you get caught up in the thoughts that are coming, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? How am I going to manage? Or what am I going to do? If you're there, then you're not going to be able to do what you have to do to get out. If there's a fire in the house, there is hardly any point sitting and thinking, oh my God, there's a fire in the house. Oh my God, there's a fire in the house. You need to run out of the house. That's what you need to do. You need to act appropriately based on your situation. And fires die out. Fires die out. You always think, when my father passed away, I thought I would never ever get over it. I was so close to him. But 21 years have gone by. 21 years. Not a day passes where I don't think of it. But the pain, it goes away when you move from the physical form to the formless. It's a difficult time. I thought my mother would never get over it. But she did too. She did too. She moved on. And we all have to. Because tough times are not happening to us, they are just happening. They're just happening. You are here and there's things are happening, people are coming. You're just in the same place. Everything comes like a little movie and goes by. Something happens and it's over. Something happens and it's over. Something happens and it's over. Life is a flowing river. Series of things that keep happening. And through everything, it is your faith that carries you through. And by faith, I don't mean believing in a particular God. It's tapping into the universal energy and allowing that to flow through you. It's knowing that whatever is created, all of this flows through you. And that death isn't the end of everything. It is not something to be feared. Because you're born and you die, and you're born and you die. And what you do between birth and death is what counts, right? You have this opportunity. You have this opportunity to learn, to live effortlessly. And one of the things you need to understand very quickly is that tough times don't last forever. Everything is in cycles. Everything. You sow, you plant your seeds, and then they sprout, and then they flower, and they fruit, and they harvest, and then you cut, and then it's barren, and then it starts again. So also with your body. Women know it much more than others. We're so aware of our cycles and how we feel and the cycles, and then after it's over, then it starts again. Every 28 days we have our cycles. Very closely related to the lunar cycle. And the sun rises and the sun sets, and the moon rises and the moon sets. Everything on this earth is in cycles. Except time. Time is linear. But if you move out of the realm of this world, time also becomes cyclical. There's neither a beginning nor an end. We want to have an effortless life from the time we are born to the time we go. That's a finite time. And if you understand that you can remain like a strong palm tree through it all, and the winds can come and the winds can go, and you bend and you move, but you don't break. And then the winds stop and you're back up again till the next storm. And you know that you're going to bend a little bit here and there, and then you're going to be back up again. And that's what being tough is about. That's what being tough is about. Tough is just facing your life situation with a smile on your face. Whatever it is. And the more faith you have, and the more you are in the present moment, and the more you act 100%, and the more you are grounded, the less the storm affects you. It's like putting up all your hurricane shutters and making sure you're very well protected. And you're fine. Hurricane is raging outside, but you're protected. Similarly, your meditation, your breathing, and the knowledge, the three, they strengthen you. They give you something that nothing can take away. Once you have that and you get back to the center, you know you're cared for. You know you're going to be okay. You know that God is flowing through your veins. You are completely Godified. You have everything you need. That this will pass. It will get better. It will get better. It is already getting better. You face everything with a smile on your face, with faith, courage, and gratitude. Faith, courage, and that is all that you need. And I find that no matter what I talk about, I always come back to this. And that's all you need to remember, especially in tough times. Have faith that it will pass. Take courage. You have everything you need. Be strong, be courageous. You can do this. And real gratitude that you have this opportunity, because it is only in tough times that you actually connect deeply with your source. Because it's only in tough times that you are thrown to the floor on your knees, and that's when you surrender. You were like, I don't have control of my life anymore. And when that happens, you reach out to a force that's far greater than you, which flows through you, but you are quite unaware of it. Quite unaware of it. It is only in difficult times that you really feel that. And that's why we are given tough times. That's why it's there. It is there for our growth. our spiritual growth. So, don't worry. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. And you all are tough guys.
Just to add